Hi everyone, Alba here. I am proud to present this solo run of the Tower of Despair raid. Quick note, in the quest journal, this raid is known as The Devil You Know. Also, for anyone who's new to this raid, or old-timer and returning and does not remember how to get to the raid or what do you need to do to flag, at the end of this video, there'll be a section dedicated to all of that, so stay tuned. Anyways, I'm going to hand it over to Warjack to do the rest of the commentary. Hi everyone, Warjack here. Quick, we step in, buff. We're going to be running to a lever where we pull and it starts the cutscene. Once you do, players can still enter the raid, but they'll be locked out, meaning they won't be able to get past the entrance. They can still get XP or the completion or favor, but they won't be able to get into the actual raid. As far as raids go, this one is a pretty DPS tanky-ish kind of raid. So, let's start the first cutscene.
A devil stands below waiting. Is this the informant you have been sent to meet? Trico's old enemy, now turned unexpected ally, has been captured and imprisoned.
Yes, now we have to get down to where we just saw that cutscene. So we're going to run around over here, and there's like a little path that will lead us down to there. Something I only noticed later in this raid is that this entire part of the raid I was doing using, instead of my DPS helmet or hat, whatever, I was using my haggle hat. A mistake I came in from before and I stayed with it on, so whatever. I think I'm doing fine. The stairs over here will lead us up to the throne room, but we first need to go down to the prison. This is literally prison bait. Here we go. This is the first boss fight. You have to fight the jailer and the judge.
Your unexpected fall lands you in a hellish prison. Ahead, two fiends gloat over their new prison.
That right over there was the wing buffet effect that comes off the judge. he can send you he can knock you back, send you flying. So the best strategy is to find some place where you can put your back to the wall. Now, most of this area is covered with spikes and traps. So pick a corner. The other corner across from me, to the other far corner, I think has, like, you don't have to stand inside of lava, but there's some blade traps and stuff. I don't know, I picked this corner and it works for me. Now they give you this curse. This curse prevents you from healing using positive healing. So it's important to make sure you have on your hotbar, remove curse. This room has 4 small rooms leading off of it on each one of the sides. 3 of them will open up halfway through this fight and will spawn more monsters. One of them is a jail. If you die during this phase, your soul stone will get teleported to this small little jail, and you won't be able to get out until after the phase is completed and you pull the lever. Until then, you'll be stuck inside. So if you're doing this solo, there's no second chance. If you die, you're stuck in this jail and you can't get out. Here we go. You can see a little cubby hole on the side is open. Now that this is open, I can stay in here and I won't get knocked around this entire room. It's relatively way more safe. Also, I've been holding back on some of my DPS. My big burst DPS, I didn't want it to go to waste. Charge it up and then get knocked back and then waste half the time in the air. So I've been waiting for this to open so I can go full out. There's a pair of boots that come from the rare encounters in 3 Barrel Cove Explore area. Level 25 will give you 50 fire resistance and I think 33% absorption. Those are the boots I'm using, and it basically covers you in regards to fire resistance. So standing in the lava is not really a problem. When you do this in a party, people usually go after the jailer. That's the Orthon. That's the big guy with the axe. He's usually easier to finish him off first, and then everyone focuses their DPS on the judge. That's the big wing guy. Pit fiend, purplish, gray, silvery, whatever color he is, I don't know. Out of the 3 boss phases of this raid, this is the easiest, and most likely, if you try to solo this first time, you'll probably get past this without any problem. It just might take you a long time. Getting knocked around wastes a lot of time, so it's important to have some kind of strategy so you stay focused on your target. There we go. Done.
A final blow puts down the ferocious jailer and his partner, the judge. Now you can free Eretricus from his magical...
Pulling this lever opens the gate right in front of me, and that's where the soul stones
The
are.
magical bonds holding Eretricus fall away. Now
Very
that
important,
Eretricus has told
after you
to
kill the
passphrase,
boss,
you will be able to breach the
to
gate.
stop here, take a screenshot. You need to take a selfie with Harry. After all, he's one of DDO's biggest celebrities. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick shrine. I'm going to take this 10 seconds to ask you please to click like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you. Check this out. Watch this chest. You open it up, the padlock breaks off. See? Find this really interesting. Also, to get out of this room, you have to find a hidden door. I've got true seeing and I've automatically found it. Some of the trash monsters in the hallway, the casters that is, can dispel your buffs. So if you're dependent on clickies, just be aware of that. That it might get dispelled and you'll have to rebuff again before the boss fight. That's why I'm going after these casters with vengeance. It's not that I'm afraid of them, I just don't want it to dispel my buffs. Here we loop around past, this is the hole we jumped down before. And now we're back to the center of the platform. Now watch out with these stairs. When you walk up, they make you drift to the side. So make sure you stay focused.
With no small trepidation, you utter the disconcerting passphrase, Eberron burns.
Okay, this phase
Runs down your spine
requires you
as
to
the
be able
gates
to suck up a
swing
lot of
open.
cold damage. I've got a ring here. I'll talk about this more at the end of the raid. I'll explain exactly what I did, but it's a very important item that I've got specifically for this phase that will allow me to get past this without any trouble.
The room grows
Now,
cold around you.
the goal over here is to again beat the boss. You will continuously summon these shadow fiends who have an AoE that deals cold damage. Now, every time you walk in and out of the aura of effect, you take a certain amount of damage. So the goal is not to walk in and out of it. So try to stay stationary. You'll get hit once when they walk up to you, but then you don't walk in and out of it. Also try to kill them as fast as possible. Also, if you're standing right next to the boss, they will heal him, since he heals, I believe, from cold damage, and their damaging effect effectively heals him. So make sure you get rid of them for all the good reasons possible. This used to be done, this phase, by having somebody get the aggro of all the shadow fiends and kite them, well, run around in circles, while the rest of the party would focus on the boss. Here you don't have this luxury, you're doing this solo, and as long as you can suck up all the cold damage and kill the shadow fiends as fast as possible, yeah, you should be fine. Also, other than the fact that I'm still not wearing my proper DPS helmet, I'm still wearing my haggle hat. This time I also forgot to change back from my clicky armor, so I'm still not wearing even the wrong armor.
Your hopes rise.
Just saying. I was really tired when I was recording this and I made a few mistakes.
And the trapping barriers fall away.
Gotta say, getting to this phase was never a problem for me. Getting past this boss, I never got more than like 10 seconds in this room. I was immediately destroyed by all the shadow fiends until I finally understood the gimmick behind this phase and how to get past it. So I'll be explaining exactly what you need to do, so I guess you can do it too. This phase is a lot of times where a party would wipe because usually a caster or whoever would be doing the kiting would suddenly get chipped and hit by the shadows and die, and then a second later the entire raid party would wipe. So make sure you don't run out of steam when you come to this phase.
Essence is banished back to the
There we go. Now, facing the throne, we're going to go off to the left. In this little hallway, there's a lever that opens up the way to the top. Between phases 2 and 3, there's no fight. It's just a direct boss fight into a next direct boss fight. Now we're above the room we were just a moment ago. The chest is over here in the dark. It's kind of hard to see unless you click on it. You have a chance to get any one of the set pieces, not the rings, from this chest. Also be very careful when clicking on the shrine you don't accidentally hit the portal. And if you haven't already, please hit like. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, final phase. For this, we've got something called Boots of Anchoring. If you want to know more about how to get them and stuff, I'll be explaining at the end of this video exactly what you need for it. What they do is prevent the boss from banishing you to Eberron. That means he'll kick you out of the raid. It's very important if you don't have a high will save. You must have these boots. Over here I probably have a good enough will save, but I'm not going to take any chance. Anyways, the only downside to it is it prevents you from casting haste while you're wearing it. But I already have haste as a feat, so it doesn't bother me at all. Anyways, now I've got all my stuff on. I've got the proper hat, proper armor.
You burst into
Here we
the
go.
great chamber of the Devil Council, apparently interrupting a heated argument.
Well, they've spotted me. Here we go. Okay. You notice the top right corner, you can see all the debuffs. Second line. Some of them give you permanent damage you can't get rid of. It just keeps them taking damage over time until the debuff runs out. Also some poison, typical pit fiend stuff. He also can stun you. So make sure you don't let your health get too low, because if he suddenly stuns you, you can go down. And just like the first pit fiend, you're going to want to make sure you've got curse removal available on your hotbar at all times. Anyways, you might be seeing this and saying, yeah, well, this doesn't look too hard. This isn't too bad. Well, guess what? It's just starting now.
Your old foe Sulamades charges into the fray, eager for revenge.
As if fighting one of them at a time wasn't enough. Now you've got two of these. This second one, Sulamates, is playing the role of a sidekick in this raid. He has his own entire raid, the Vision of Destruction. Actually made a solo run of that also. He also shows up in the Chronoscope, just as a cameo. You don't get to fight him. He made a solo run of that also. But over here, he comes in to help out. And I really want to defeat him in this case also. The problem is, I want to make sure I beat him before I kill the main raid boss. So I've worked out this mechanism. I'm standing between both of them. That way I'm facing Sulamates and I hit him first. Well, he takes most of the damage. And the occasional cleave attacks, well, that's only part of my damage. Well, only that small part will hit the main raid boss. and trying to keep an eye out for both bosses' health, making sure that Sulamantis gets lower than Horath, or whatever his name is, the main raid boss. Once I get him low enough, I'll be able to go all in. Right now, I'm just trying to be very careful. I've seen solo runs of this raid done before. I don't remember ever seeing somebody kill both bosses. Now, I'm sure somebody's done it before, I just never saw a video of it on YouTube. And I really want it, so even if somebody else did it, I'm still going for it. It's one of the things that it's like kind of on my bucket list, soloing this and doing both bosses, Sulamantis and Horath. Anyways, these Orathons, these big guys with the axes, they keep on spawning. They come out from portals at the back of the room. You can go and break the portals, but they spawn again. Wiki says something about another chest or something. I have no idea what he's talking about. Regardless, it's kind of pointless other than that to go and spend time, but if you got a big party and you want to designate somebody to get rid of trash, it could help, especially if you're doing this at level. Really, I'm just trying to focus right now on getting Sulamantis down lower than Horath, and then we can get on finishing up this raid. Here I ran out of spell points. I think I'll do fine though. Well, looks like Sulamantis is low enough, and Horath has significantly more hit points than him, so I think we're good to go. Okay, let's do this. Solo, I can feel it. Come on, just die already. Yes. That's it. Now we're in the final stretch. Now we just need to clean up and actually defeat the main boss of this raid. Also, finally I can move around. I don't get chained every 3 seconds to get stuck.
First General Horath falls. The battle is over.
I really wanted this. This took me a lot of tries. See, I'm still taking damage from that dot damage over time. Shavarath. Daggers. Trophy daggers. They're used for crafting. You need 9 of them to add them to a ring to make a set bonus. Well, to craft something on the ring that gives you a set bonus. Whatever, look it up in the wiki. It's not really relevant today, so I'm not going to spend time explaining it. Anyways, yeah, that's it. there's still more stuff to show, and I'll be explaining all the stuff I mentioned before, like how to flag, how to get to the raid. I'll be also showing off the ring and the boots. Here right now I'm just waiting for this damage over time to end so I can get out of this raid. As you can see, I got Conquest, so it's good enough for me. I don't know what they're talking about the portals. Got one misadventure for the door because I auto-detected it. We got a few more seconds. I've got to wait until I can get out of here. Anyways, while I've got you waiting here, I want to say thank you very much. My channel is getting now close to 10,000 views, so that's a big improvement since last time when I started, when I was doing raids. And it's all because of you guys who stay all the way to the end that I get a lot of view time. Again, thank you very much. Anyways, it's very important to remember, once you finish the quest, as always, you have to head back and pick up the end reward, or you won't set your timer, won't reset your timer the next time you try to join a group. You'll be, whoops, I didn't pick up my reward. So pick up something, it doesn't make any difference, whatever. Yeah, that was it. That was the raid. Now we'll get on to some side notes. First of all, it's very important to make sure you have a death ward. I talked about being dispelled, and that's because it hurt me really bad. I was this far into the raid. As you can see, I already beat Sulamatis, and I was all the way down to the end, and I got dispelled. And then I didn't have enough restoration to overpower him. Yeah, and he killed me. So that's a thing that can happen to you. Now, why am I putting this in this video? Because it reminded me of something very important. If you die in this raid at this phase, anyone, if they die, it will fully heal Horath, the boss. That means if you bring a few extra characters with you, just for loot or just for favor, and you let them stand at the edge of the room, even if they got boots on and they don't get banished, if one of them dies sometime during the fight, it will completely heal him. That means they're a liability. So either make sure they do not die, or die right at the beginning. If not, you're going to be fighting the boss. As you can see, he's completely healed again. So try to avoid this at all costs. Don't bring people who can just die towards the end and re-heal him. Next point, I mentioned a few times that I was really desperate to kill Sulamatis before I killed the main boss. And the reason is, he comes as a sidekick, well, as a second-hand boss. And if you kill the main boss first, he just runs away, coward, and he leaves you with an uncompleted objective, and you miss out on a chest. And these chests have a high chance of dropping, well, relatively high chance compared to regular chests, of dropping +4 tomes. Not that I need the +4 tome for the tome, but you know, that's a lot of Eberron dragon shards, purified Eberron dragon shards for crafting. So I really want it if possible. Here I was just going for hitting Sulamatis and hoping that most of the cleaves would hit him, but I accidentally killed Horath first, and the raid ended. Yeah, that's why I can't stand him. I think Sulamatis is a total troll. Now to the flagging process. To anyone who's brand new to either DDO or has no clue how to get here, you first need to go to the 12. That's right off the marketplace. If you don't have a guild ship, or your guild ship doesn't have a plane scaler, this is how you're supposed to get there. Head to the 12, just go straight. In the 12 again, go straight, cross the main room, right to the other side. In this room you can find a actual plane scaler, and he can send you to the battlegrounds. Once he says yes, it doesn't make a difference. Even if you run out of the room, he'll still blast you with the Shavara, with the Amarath, whatever. This is the plane scaler right behind me, the one who sends you back. You're on this big floating rock. The way to get to the quests is this pathway up. Goes through a few of these chain bridges. This small area here has the 4 quest givers to the flagging quests. You must finish or complete these quests on any difficulty. In these quests, you will get ingredients that are used to get boots. If you talk to the Planescaler, there's an option to trade them. These are what they are. Oops. Mysterious Artifact, Pure Shavarath Iron, Devil's Keepsake, and Demon's Blood. Now, these are ingredients, and they can be traded freely. You can buy them off the auction house. They drop randomly from the flagging quests. Also, if you jump off the island and you get out of bounds, it will automatically teleport you right to the top. That was what I was doing in the intro of this video. So once you've completed all 4 quests and you've got your boots, now you must actually get to the raid by foot to flag it the first time. So you step into the explore area and you take this path right in front of you. You'll stay on it until you see this statue, and then we're going to go to the left. Past this hill, continue on this path a little bit more, and this beaten path should lead us right to the gates. These big gates are locked from this side, and you usually have to make a big round to get around them. Now I'm going to show you the shortcut, how to get past them. There's this ballista on the side. You can jump up onto it and go right past the gate. And that's it. These titans, these Warforged titans, actually work for you. And this pit fiend is free loot, so I'm going to take it. Don't mind me. There's also a big lever right in the middle of the courtyard that you can pull to open the gate. So, if somebody pulls it, everybody else can just walk through. Anyway, standing in front of the gate, you go to the left, and there's kind of like a ditch or a gulch that goes around the edge of this area. That's what I'm following right now. This is going to take me to the hidden entrance. That's how you flag for this raid. You need to get to the hidden entrance of the Tower of Despair. Basically, you follow the path, goes around to the left, and you find yourself at the hidden entrance.
You've made your way to the very base of the Tower of Despair, Devil headquarters on Shavarath and home to their High Council.
Once you get here, you can talk to this NPC, and he can send you back. And that's it. You've completed your flagging. You no longer have to walk the whole way. This area, you can stand here with a whole raid party. That means 12 people. So once you're flagged, you can just go to Amarath, and if you walk over to the portal, well, first I'm going to talk to the quest giver. This is the raid quest giver. And then when you click on the portal itself, there'll be an option that will send you directly to the bottom of the tower. So you don't have to do the whole run around. That's it. You can run straight into the quest. So that was the flagging for anybody who's brand new to this, either to the game or just doesn't remember how to do it. Okay, final point, the ring. I just basically picked up a ring that had a slot on it, because why not? And here I'm going to just type in cold. I'm looking for cold resistance and cold absorption. Cold resistance, wooden idols, string beads. These are some of the cheapest collectibles in DDO. You should have some. Then we've got absorption, Marker's Keep, some dust, relatively cheap. Again, shouldn't have any problem getting them. Now, just for the heck of it, I'm adding some stuff and add some insightful physical resistance. This is a bit more expensive. You don't need this, but I already have a ring and I have some room on it, so I'm gonna put it on. Anyways, I'm gonna craft it level 29. Basically, all of my end game Items are level 29, so I figured it's a good level. I'm going to add the cold absorption, cold resistance. I'm also going to add the extra slot so I can put on my insightful physical resistance. This is much cheaper than what it used to be. Once you would have to do a green steel stick. It was really expensive and it was awkward and it would take up your weapon slot. That's why casters would do it. So I'm going to slot this diamond in some heal. This is it. This is the final thing. It's got 50 cold resistance and 34% cold absorption. And yeah, it's also bound to account. That makes it super convenient. Final one last thing. I want to show you how it works on the stats. This is what I'm standing at without anything. 20 cold resistance and 10% absorption. Now this has plus 50 and plus 34%. Now look how it stacks. The plus 50 to my resistance turned into 70, and the absorption magically turned into 41. Now I've got these potions of fire shield. Take them, they give me another 50%. Somehow I'm at 71%. Now what actually it does is it calculates how much you have left, and that's how much it takes off the absorption. So I started with 10%, that left me with 90%. Half of that is another, well, not half of that. I need to take 34 out of that, 34%. So that's how I got to my 41. And then after that, I've got 60, took 50% off that, that's how I got to my 71. Yeah, I know math, but that's the way it goes. So it doesn't add, it just takes the percentage off the next part, and the order doesn't matter. The reason I didn't use these potions in the first place is because they're limited by time and I didn't want to have to keep on spamming them. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really enjoyed making this video. It was very fun. I hope you had a good time watching it. Anyways, thank you very much for making it all the way to the end. Take care. Bye.